The new Sony A95k offers a brilliant first impression in many ways. Features such as brightness peak make gaming, watching movies, and streaming sports delightful. But the question frequently asked is how it compares to its successor, the Sony A80k. Join us in this review as we discuss the Sony A95k versus Sony A80k. Buy QD-OLED TV or OLED TV. Let's get started. QD-OLED TV versus OLED TV. One of the key differences between the Sony A95k and the Sony A80k is the screen type used. While the 95k uses the QD-OLED panel, the 80k uses the OLED TV panel. OLED technology has been used in many technological gadgets, including mobile phones, laptops, and smart TVs. The most significant advantage it comes with is the ability to provide rich, precise, and contrasting images for HDR in a way that most LCD TVs can't match. This is the same technology that is used in the Sony A80k, and while it has some drawbacks, it is limited in several ways. For most gamers, it cannot be used in dark rooms because of a weakness. More on that weakness later in the video. The QD-OLED technology, in contrast, goes a step beyond. The most exciting aspect of the technology is that it combines the already existing features of OLED technology and the quantum dot color system. This exciting combination of styles has seen a variety and delivery of unprecedented color volume and range, rejuvenating HDR. To be more specific, QD-OLED TVs can provide about 10% more brightness than some of the best OLED TVs. Although 10% might sound like a subtle difference, the difference is very much noticeable when both TVs are placed side by side for testing sake. Essentially, the Sony A95k edges out the Sony A80k in terms of the screen type used. However, using the QD-OLED ultimately caused a weakness in the Sony A95k, and we will discuss that soon enough. Stay with us! Before we move on with the review, please subscribe to this channel. By doing so, you get all the latest updates, reviews, comparisons, and recommendations on electronic gadgets. Gaming. One area that both the Sony A95k and the Sony A80k does well is that of gaming. And it is no surprise that Sony has invested in that area because of the growing popularity of the industry. Both smart TVs come with HDMI 2.1 bandwidth and VRR support, making it easy to connect with either PS5 or Xbox Series X. Gamers can therefore enjoy a wide range of games from either gaming console without any issues.
Gamers will enjoy the amazing picture quality of the A95k along with the incredible gaming features. With support for HDMI 2.1 at launch, this TV is capable of 120 frames per second in 4K with compatible games and has an input lag as low as 8.5 milliseconds. VRR, or variable refresh rate, will help remove screen tearing issues, giving you a much smoother gaming experience.
However, the key areas that the Sony A95k edge out the Sony A80k are blackness, HDR, and brightness. Regarding brightness, the 95k uses HDR to produce more brightness and details in games. The HDR, or high dynamic range, is usually used in electronic devices to help produce more details. According to Sony, this TV delivers up to 200% as much color brightness as conventional OLED TVs, bringing scenes alive with pure blacks and our brightest colors. The company argues that this has been achieved by pairing the XR OLED Contrast Pro and OLED QD-OLED panel, which Cognitive Processor XR powers. Through this, pictures are enhanced with vivid details. Again, the Sony A95k also can provide instantaneous response and motion handling and helps to take the gaming experience to an entirely new level. Also, because of its ability to produce perfect blacks without any blooming, the Sony A95k is recommended for gaming in a darker room. Sound quality. Over the years, Sony has used new technology to help its smart TV produce incredible quality sounds. The Acoustic Surface Audio Plus has been immense in achieving this. The purpose of this technology is to vibrate the glasses of the TV panels to turn them into speakers. Usually, this is done with the help of actuators directly sharing contact with the screen. In the Sony A80k, this technology was used to produce some quality sounds. The expectation was that an improvement would be made in the 95k edition. However, at face value, that expectation was not met. Currently, the 80k edges out of the 95k for Acoustic Surface Audio Plus. The former has a score of 3.2, while the latter has a score of 2.2. There is belief that using the QD-OLED technology contributed to the reduction of the score. Its implementation caused the reduction of actuators used for the smart TV. However, Sony argues that the 95K has bigger actuators that help it to produce better sounds. Due to such bugger actuators, vibrations lead to bassy sounds that help bring out immersive and cinematic sounds. In addition, the bigger actuators move with the pix to help hear a more realistic soundtrack with exceptionally clear and natural dialogue. Verdict: the A80K is far from a bad TV, as it can produce high-quality images and sound for a better viewing experience. However, it is limited by the use of OLED technology, unlike the 95K, which uses the QD-OLED. The 95K can, most importantly, produce peak brightness and have vivid colors. This is great for gaming, watching movies, or streaming sports activities. Therefore, the 95K with the QS-OLED technology will be worth buying if you're considering choosing between the two. Once you get the Sony A95K Smart TV, getting the best out of it will become imperative, and one of the critical areas is picture quality. We have a comprehensive video on how you can tweak some settings to achieve this, and you can watch it in our next video. Hope you enjoyed this. See you another time.